And these nadis are very important to be complemented and to be balanced, because if they are not, hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Every now and then I have this instance where the girl or the boy of the prospective couple may come to me and may also start and may talk about how, because of Nadi Dosha, their parents have disagreed for these two people to get married. Now, Nadi Dosha is part of horoscope matching, and it is one of the important gunas. Out of the 8 gunas that are looked for, and out of those 36 points are given, the Kuta point are given to a horoscope, whether horoscopes are matching well or not. So out of the Kuta points, one of the elements is the Nadi. If the Nadis are balanced, are complementary, then it is one of the important elements to take the relationship forward. However, there is something called as a Nadi Dosha, which means if the Nadi type of the boy and the girl are not complementing each other or not balancing off, then there is a problem. This is called as a Nadi Dosha, and it is one of the important elements for relationships to not happen from a horoscope matching perspective. Now there is more science also to it, and this is not only about astrological placement. So, and these nadis are very important to be balanced, to be matched. Now why do I say that you may get into an imbalanced relationship? Because Ayurveda talks about 5 types of elements which we all are made of. Now we are all aware of the 4 types of elements, which are the air, water, fire and earth. However, Ayurveda describes another element, which is the ether element. And so when the ether elements and the other 4 elements combine in different combinations, they come up with 3 different types of main nadis or nadi types. One is the vata, second is the pitta, and the third is the kapha. When air and ether elements combine together in high proportion, then it is said to be the vata type, and the main constituent of the person is also supposed to be or said to be vata. Then if the fire and water elements are stronger in the constituents of the body, of the makeup of the individual, then it is said to be of the pitta type. Whereas if water and earth come together in high constituency, then the person is said to be of the kapha type. Now Ayurveda says that there should be a well proportioned balance between all 3 in your body. That is, the vata, the pitta and the kapha should be in a equal proportion, in a balanced proportion. However, this may not be all the time the same case, and that's why some of us may be having a vata element more, some of us may be having a higher pitta element, some of us may be having a higher kapha element. Now whichever is the main element, that becomes your primary constituent, then the secondary, and then the tertiary. Out of these, astrologically, one of the element is said to be very high basis your birth placements. Now what does that mean? That means that whichever birth nakshatra you are born in, that nakshatra determines which is the type of your existence, whether you are vata or your pitta or your kapha. And it is said that if you will marry somebody whose nakshatra type is also either of vata or pitta or kapha, but similar to yours, say for example your birth nakshatra is of the vata type, the girl's nakshatra, birth nakshatra is also the vata type, then there is said to be a high Nadi Dosha, because these are called as nadis, because they constitute the pulse through which we are living. The pulse is what tells us whether we are living or not, and that is the nadi, or the pulse of life. And so one of the important elements of horoscope matching is to see whether the birth nakshatra of the boy and the girl are lying in the same type of either vata or pitta or kapha. If they are, then it is said to be an imbalance of the nadi type, and it is said to be a nadi dosha, and many marriages are cancelled or not brought about, or the girl and the boy are not allowed to marry if they are said to be of the same nadi type. And why is it said so? For example, if one type of the Nadi has a higher constituency of the person getting very angry and having a high temper, and if you marry somebody who also has a nakshatra of the same type, where the other person may also be very angry or get very angry very quickly, then the relationship may not survive, because you need a balance between, if somebody is getting very angry, somebody has to be able to be keeping their cool head. If one person may have a high degree of a health challenge coming about, for example a lung problem coming about because of certain element, say for example being born in the kapha element, and if the girl's constituents also is the kapha element, then there is a high tendency that the child, the progeny, may be having serious lung deficiency or lung defects. And so sometimes such marriages are also avoided, because the child, the progeny, may either be very weak or may not be surviving, and the next progeny from the child may be very weak. And so because marriages are also supposed to continue future generations, so that existence continues, and so Nadi Dosha is supposed to be very important. The other element could be also that if one of the types of Nadi has high sexual energies, whereas the other person will also have high sexual energies, that the sexual energy may be too high between the two, and that may override any other things, and many other softer elements of the relationship coming together may be put by the wayside. And if somebody goes through some sexual challenge because of some health issues or whatever, then too the marriage may fall apart. So there has to be a balance between the sexual needs of the people also, because of being born in a certain type, whether it's Vata or Pitta or Kapha. Now these have been divided into three main categories called the Nadi types. For example, if somebody is born in the Vata type, then you are said to be born in the Adi Nadi. Somebody born in the Pitta type of nakshatra is said to be born in the Madhya Nadi, whereas somebody born with a high degree of Kapha element is said to be born in the Antya Nadi. Now any two people who are both born in the Adi Nadi each, or of the high Vata type, they said to be having a Nadi Dosha, because both of them having the same Nadi. If two people have both the Madhya Nadi, or two people have the same Antya Nadi, then too the relationship is said to be not auspicious, and because of this the relationship should not be taken forward. Now how are they divided into these three categories? The first nakshatra, which is the Ashwini nakshatra, falls in the Adi Nadi. The second nakshatra, which is the Bharani nakshatra, falls in the Madhya Nadi, whereas the third nakshatra, the Kritika nakshatra, falls in the Antya Nadi. Then the order is reversed. The fourth nakshatra, the Rohini nakshatra, falls again in the Antya Nadi. Then the fifth nakshatra, Bharani nakshatra, falls in the Madhya Nadi. And then the next two nakshatras, Ardra and the Punarvasu nakshatra, falls in the Adi Nadi. And so the order is reversed. So your first Adi, Madhya, then Antya, then Madhya, and then Adi, and that's how the order keeps going back and forth till you end up with the Revati nakshatra, which again falls in the Antya Nadi. So here it is not about being born in the same nakshatra, it is being born under the same Nadi type. So two people can be born in two different nakshatras, but they may be falling in the same type of Nadi. So say for example, one person being born in the Ashwini nakshatra, another person being born under the Ardra nakshatra. Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, Ardra is ruled by Rahu. So the nakshatra lords are different. However, both of these fall in the Adi Nadi type, having high elements of the Vata element, which is a mixture of air and ether. And so this is said to be a high Nadi Dosha, in spite of the nakshatras being different, nakshatra lords being different, but because the type of Nadi, both of them fall in the Adi Nadi, having high Vata element, and hence such a relationship is said to be inauspicious and should not be allowed. The same thing if two people are falling in the Madhya Nadi. Say for example, one is born in the Mrigashira nakshatra, other is born in the Pushya or the Pushyami nakshatra, then to this said to be both of them are born in the Madhya type of Nadi, having a high Pitta element, and so this relationship is also said to be inauspicious, and that these people should not come together. Now let's see the exceptions when the Nadi Dosha may be Cancer. If two people are born in the same Rashi sign, where the moon seems to be placed in the same Rashi, however the nakshatras are different, For example, one is born in the Ashwini Nakshatra and the second one is born in the Bharani Nakshatra. So one person is born in the Adi type of Nadi and the other person is born in the Madhya type of Nadi. So in spite of both the people having the same Rashi, same moon sign, but because their nakshatras are different, so then it's said to be that the Nadi Dosha is cancelled in spite of being born in the same Rashi. On the other hand, if two people are born in the same nakshatra but the Rashi is changing, which means the nakshatra is same, the star system is same, but the sign in which the nakshatra is placed is different. For example, when we look at a nakshatra such as Mrigashira, it is ruled by Mars. However, the first two padas of Mrigashira lies in the Taurus sign, whereas the next two padas of Mrigashira lie in the Gemini sign. So if for one person moon is in the first two padas in the Mrigashira nakshatra, that moon will be seen in the Taurus sign, whereas if the other person's moon lies in the next two padas of the Mrigashira nakshatra, then the moon will be seen in the Gemini sign. That means they are both born in the same nakshatra, but their Rashi, the signs are separating, the signs are separate. Then too it is said that while the Nadi Dosha is there in both the cases that I have given, but the Nadi Dosha is cancelled. And in such an instance, as exceptions, the two people, in spite of being born in the same Nadi type, can still marry. Now, what are the general problems which Nadi Dosha is supposed to give? It is supposed to give bad progeny, unhealthy progeny, or a progeny which may not survive, or there may be some inauspicious events which happen. There may be issues, problems between the husband and wife. There may be involvement of outsiders in the marriage, because of which the marriage falls apart. There may be less energies between the couple, because of which the longevity of the relationship itself may not survive, and in rare cases they may also lead to very tragic circumstances, and hence it is said that if there is a Nadi Dosha between the boy and the girl, then the marriage should be avoided. So friends, Nadi Dosha is one of the important elements of matching, horoscope matching. Nowadays many times, because people fall in love with each other and then they don't look into horoscope matching and they may want to take the relationship forward, that is not bad. However, Nadi Doshas can also be balanced, which means astrologically it is said that you may also give some donations, you may be able to do some pujas, you may also be able to give some gifts, because of which the Nadi Dosha may also be subsided to a large extent. And if the couple knows that they have a certain type of Nadi Dosha and what are the challenges which may come to them, to their progeny, then also they will be more wary of what are the challenges which may come in the relationship, and will try and avoid those elements which may end up keeping the longevity of the union very short. So friends, look into your Nadis, whether you are born in the Adi or the Madhya or the Antya Nadi, whether you are having the high Vata type or you are having the high Pitta type of elements, or you are having the high Kapha type of element, and basis that check, especially if you are planning to marry through a horoscope matching type, what these elements are and what you need to be looked into. However, if you have gone ahead, or if you are already in love with somebody or you want to marry somebody, then don't give too much importance to Nadi Dosha, but do keep in mind what are the challenges that may come forth, so that you can avoid those challenges and have a long, stable, happy married union. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me with the link given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.